So I haven't saw many videos on the subject of the C4 Cactus changing the suspension arm, so the suspension spring, sorry. So let's make a quick video here. First thing you've got to do is pop off the side plate. You just pop a screwdriver in there, give it a bit of a pull, and it should just pop off. And then you need to get your wheel nut, which in my case is like this. This will take out this one here. And I got a cheap torque wrench set from Lidl. Need to pop on the 17mm thing here, and that should just go in here. So obviously the first thing we want to do is jack up the car. We actually have two jack points here. So I've just got this 2-ton jack from Halfords. And then these two ratchet axle stands. These were £30, so quite cheap really. So I'm going to jack it up with this and pop two axle stands up, take the wheels off and put them underneath the car just in case it does drop. And yeah, we'll follow on from there. So that was a bit hairy on that side. I didn't like how the sort of sits on this very thin piece of metal. So on this side I've went down to the back onto the suspension spring to pick it up there, and then I use the jack points to hold the car just under here. It is a very thin piece of metal, but there's not much you can really do. The jack points aren't very solid on this car. So what I've done is I've got the car here on the axle stand. I've popped the wheel underneath just in case the axle stands fail, and I've used a jack to jack up the suspension arm. This will push this inwards, allowing us to sort of take off the nut, not this nut but on the inside of the arm that I show you here. It uses a 13mm star, so you get a 13mm on your socket and it's quite a big extension. I'm not sure if this one's actually going to be big enough. I don't actually have any 1/2-inch drives for the big arm, for the big torque wrench, but I'll give that a go, try and get that bolt out of there, and hopefully you can disconnect this spring arm and this suspension arm, and then we should be able to pop out the spring there. So I had a bit of a hard time there. What I had to do was get my 1/2-inch and get a 1/2-inch 13mm socket on there, get it in the back there, and what you'll find is on the front here there's a bolt, and you'll see the screw coming through out of the bolt, and then it'll be loose in there, and you can either give it a little tap, try not to drop the bolt inside that manifold there, and then we should be able to get the arm out. So let's give that a try. So with a lot of brute force, I found what you need to do is unscrew it from the back, while also pushing in to this hole here. So push in, and with your socket extension at the back in your right hand and screwdriver in your left hand, just give it a push, make sure to grab it, and it should pop out. And then once that's out, you'll be able to lift this strut up. Now you see the strut is completely out, so now if we drop this rear axle, the rear spring should pop out now. There we go. That was a bit hard work than I thought. I don't think it's a proper way to do it, to bring the jack in there, but did the job. Right, so you should give these little mounts a bit of a clean in here. Just in there, you should give those a bit of a clean and give them some grease as well. So I'm going to grab some Decathlon. I think that's I'll probably do. I think this just stops it squeaking in the cold, hot weather. So these are my new springs. They're second hand, but I'm sure they should be fine and are free of any cracks or splits. So make sure you line up the bottom there with, you can see there's some indents where the start of the spring, start of the coil should line up. Try going in the top first, get the bottom section on. Yeah, this feels a lot easier. So I've jacked the suspension coil back up, and then this has pushed this into place, and I've looked through the hole and I've seen clear through to the other side, so that means all these are lined up. And then I've pushed the bolt in from the other side, and now I've just got the extension here just with my hands until it gets too tight, and then I use the 1/2 inch torque wrench. So here we are, I've got both wheels back on now. I've put the bolt in the other side as well, so both should be done. I've checked the positions on the springs and they seem to sit quite nicely, so now I'm just going to torque all the wheels down. Should be between sort of 100 and 110, so I'm just going to choose 110 on the torque wrench here. I've just tightened it up here to the 110 mark, you can see on the right hand side there, and then when you tighten this up, you should feel 2 clicks, and just don't go past that and you should be good. Of course, also make sure you've got the adapter for your locking wheel nut, and then of course we lift each side, take axle stands out either side, and should be good.